morning, my dearly beloved children, parents, and my dear teachers. Saint Francis of Assisi, our heavenly patron, was a young soldier in the French army in 13th century. He was still a teenager when he fought his actual war. As a young boy, he had all sorts of worldly ambitions like any other youngster of his time. Being the only son of a rich merchant, he led a very luxurious life and enjoyed adventure sports like horse riding and mountaineering. But gradually, observing the sick and the poverty-stricken people around him, the young Francis realized that instead of helping out these less fortunate people, he was actually squandering his wealth and health for transitory pleasures. This made him change his plan of life and destiny. He spent all the available wealth for the poor and decided to become a soldier in God's army with the same compassion and love of Jesus, his divine master. The rest of his life and mission is the part of the history well known to the whole world. Saint Francis had a unique and nobler vision of life. For him, nature was God's own dwelling place on earth, where the beauty and goodness of God was visible and his presence experienced. Therefore, nature should not be neglected or ignored, but to be celebrated and revered. While we love and care for nature around us, we are actually expressing our devotion to God. Moreover, Francis reminds us that we are here not to dominate nature, but to live in harmony with it. We should never consider ourselves to be more important than the rest of the creation. So much so, we must realize that from a rabbit to an elephant, a pygmy seahorse to a blue whale in the ocean, a hummingbird to an albatross in the air, and a tiny wild orchid to the giant sequoia on the land, are as important as man. It is interesting to note that being a nature mystic, Saint Francis in his poem Canticle of the Sun addressed sun and the stars in sky as his brothers and the moon and the ocean as sisters. Even while he was seriously ill in the last stage of his life and he was blind, he sang the praises of God and nature joyfully. Now, my dear friends, on his heavenly birthday, Saint Francis' message to us, the Assisi family, is our prayer too. O God, make us the channels of your peace on earth. In the midst of hatred, injury, and division, let us be your unifying love. Enable us to love and console others more than expecting them to do for us. Let us be light of hope, the darkness of despair in the life of everyone. Thus, may we bring joy to the family and friends, to everyone around us and our society at large, as Saint Francis did in this world in his lifetime. I wish you all a very happy feast and the blessings of this beautiful day. God bless you. Thank you.
Make me a channel of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me bring your love. Where there
Saint Francis is one of the world's most popular and beloved saints. He is the patron of animals, merchants, and ecology. Francis was born in Assisi, Italy in 1181 to wealthy parents. As his father was a silk merchant, he enjoyed a very comfortable youth and had many friends. In these privileged surroundings, he learned the skills of archery, wrestling, and horsemanship. He began daydreaming of a future as a knight. In 1202, war broke between Assisi and Perugia. Francis eagerly took his place with the cavalry. Unskilled and with no experience, he was quickly captured by the enemy soldiers. He was released from the prison in 1203, and when he came back to Assisi, he was a very different man. One day, in the local countryside, he encountered a leper. Prior to the war, he would have run away from the leper, but on this occasion, his behavior was very different. Viewing the leper, he embraced and kissed him. After this incident, he felt an indescribable freedom. He reportedly heard the voice of Christ, who told him to rebuild the Christian church and to live a life of poverty. He began preaching around Assisi and was soon joined by 12 loyal followers. In 1224, Francis reportedly had a vision that left him the stigmata of Christ. He was the first person to receive the holy wounds of stigmata. When his health began to decline more rapidly, Francis went home. Francis of Assisi died on October 3, 1226 at the age of 44 in Assisi, Italy. He was canonized as a saint just 2 years after his death on 16th July by Pope Gregory IX. Thank you.